Horizon Hills. We are going to be playing off the back championship tees. And we're taking off the 10th tee first, as the front nine is pretty crowded. I played this somewhere in late October. The weather was really good, and the greens are running really firm and fast. So the 10th hole, pulled my driver, and I had to lay up with a 6-iron. Unfortunately, the ball landed in the bunker, but it's okay. I went with a 54-degree sand wedge. I wanted to chunk and run this shot, let the ball land just short of the pin and let it release. Unfortunately, I just hit it a bit too big, and you can tell that this putt is going to be fast downhill. Hole 11 is a par 4 that's dog leg left. If you are long enough, you might want to carry the trees, the coconut tree on the far left. If not, you just play shot right side where the bunker is. Fortunately, I hit this pretty well, and I got my ball way up in the middle of the fairway, and I'm just left with 124 meters to the pin. Now this pin is tucked right at the back, and I skinned this, sort of a half top. The ball landed on the green and raced past it and went to the back. Now I consider this shot sort of short-sighted because it's really quick downhill from the fringe. Now look at that. Wow. This is going to be a tough putt for my par. Hole 12, par 3, it's at 156 meters. I went with a 7-iron. It's a front red pin. Pulled this, struck this horribly, and the ball found the bunker. So I have an announcement. Next year, March 2024, I'm organizing a golf trip up to Da Nang. I've actually decided just to have 2 flights with my friends as well as my students. But now I'm thinking of opening up to you viewers. If you would love to come and fly with me and play and have a good 4 rounds of fun in Da Nang next year, March, do drop me an email. My email is darrenlimgolf@gmail.com. Drop me an email, and if you're interested, I will send you the pricing as well as the itinerary. This par 5, it looks like the bunkers are sort of staggered, but there is actually an opening on the right side. Unfortunately, I pulled this. We've got the pin on the left side. I went with a fade as I think that's a better option. If I were to pull this and the ball's going to be in the trees or in the red hazard, then it's going to spell a lot of trouble. The pin is in the middle. I went with a sand wedge, not a lob wedge, as I wanted the ball to land and release upwards towards the pin. Will this be a birdie? So with 3 bogeys and 1 birdie, we are 2 over. Still okay, but as you can tell, I'm sort of struggling with my drives, hoping that this one will do well. Hit this ball off the toe, didn't go as far as I wanted it to. And then I'm left with 173 meters to the pin. It's about 140 plus, almost 150 to carry the water. Half thin this again, and luckily the ball just managed to cross the edge. It's kind of muddy at the front. On hindsight, I should have gone with a pitching wedge or maybe an approach wedge and just pitch the ball up and let it run towards the pin. Another long putt for par. It's about 20% chance for me to sink this, and another bogey. Not a very good first 5 holes. Our 6th hole is actually hole 15, par 4, 377 meters. I've not been driving really well, and I don't feel good about this shot, and just atrocious, abysmal, horrible. Yep, disappointing. And from here, I don't know what happened, but I guess I tilted. I took a 5-iron and just thinking I could just bulldoze the ball through the trees. So they say tree is 90% air. And then from here, I'm left with 140 meters and 8-iron, just hit it over the trees. Already disappointed, half-hearted, just don't really want to play this hole. At this point of time, honestly, I just want to go back home as I'm not hitting the ball well or off the tee. And as a professional or any golfer, if you don't tee off well, it's just really disappointing because you just aren't able to set yourself up for a good second shot. However, putting is still good. So after 6 holes with no pars, just bogeys and birdies, I'm in search for a par desperately. Please, please put the ball on the fairway. Finally, one ball on the fairway. Okay, we got this pin on the right side. It's a middle pin. It slopes from front to back. I thinned this shot slightly. Ball landed shot, almost struck the pin. But fortunately, I'm still able to putt from outside the fringe. I was sort of going for birdie as I was desperately seeking for one. And I just have to make this putt for my first par. Yes. This hole is a very nice par 3 with the pin tucked far right at the corner. I guess I have nothing to lose and I went straight for the pin. I was actually aiming the right edge of this green and drew the ball back. And I have a great look for birdie. Birdie Lai Liao? Okay, not too bad. 5 bogeys, 2 birdies. We are 3 over. Now this hole is actually the final hole of the golf course, hole 18. I can carry the water on the far right. And the ball did carry on a very safe spot. So I went with an 8-iron as I wanted to sort of lay up before the bunkers on the left side. I did it successfully. We are still in play. And from here, I've got 102 meters to the pin. I went with a sand wedge. And yep. Can you understand how I feel? It's okay. 5th shot. Just put this on the green and then walk away with 2 putts. I think the best scenario here would be a bogey, at worst a double bogey. This is a very huge break and it's really fast. So I'm just going to be tapping it. Just let the ball glide up slowly towards the hole and take my double bogey. Okay, let's reset. 9 hole is over. We are 5 over. We've still got 9 holes to go. I can make 5 birdies still. Along the way, something just clicked. And I remembered how to hit my driver again. So this will be a very exciting back 9 for us. Struck this sort of semi-poorly. Fortunately, it's still on the green. And I was hoping to make this birdie putt as I was confident with my putts. It came up short. But I should not be complaining. It's still a par. Now the toughest par 5 driving hole would be this hole. If I do drive this hole well, this would really send my confidence up, really high up there. We've got a wind in our face. I went with a 3-wood, planning to hit this low. Put this 3 on with a wedge comfortably, and then 2 putts. 2 pars in a row is really good for my confidence. Horizon hills can get really difficult if you do not know where to place your ball, and if the greens are firm and fast during the dry seasons, it's going to be really dangerous. And right now we are in the midst of that. If you do play there right now, I think the weather is still okay. As we are approaching towards the December, January, maybe February rainy seasons, then conditions may not be at its best. This hole 4, a par 4, at 330 meters, there's no point taking out a driver as we're going to bring all the hazards into play. So I took out a 4 iron. You only needed something like 200 meters or 190 meters carry. And then from here we have about a pitching wedge in or 120 meters into a center pin. This putt is going to be quick, downhill from right to left. It's tracking, it's tracking. One over after 4 holes for the back 9. I consider this a win. If you've seen how we started off the front 9, this is a good sign. This hole sort of suits my shape. Even if I were to pull this drastically, the ball will still be in play. And I've got a 58 meters to a front pin. Everything slopes from front to back. Either we hit this high with some spin, or we can bump this a bit low and let it run up. And this is just a routine 2-putt. If I can par a few more holes, that will really boost my confidence up. We are getting there, and we're just left with... Now we're left with 4 holes. This is hole number 6 of Horizon Hills. It's a par 5. We've got the wind in our face, so we won't be able to put this 2 on. You want to drive the ball on the far right as bunkers will not be in play. And from here, I've got 255 meters. I just want to chase this ball up to the front of the green and have a good look for my 3rd shot. I think Horizon Hills is one of the better fun courses to play, and Horizon Hills is actually a very challenging course. Compared to Forest City, this will be much tougher. Have you guys played here before? And what do you think of Horizon Hills? Hole 7 is a par 4 that's dog leg right. They placed the tee box on the far right as they didn't want you to hit a big shot towards the right side as there are houses there. From here we've got 172 meters to a pin that's on the left side. I'm aiming towards the right as that's the fat side of the green, and if I were to miss it there, it's still a possible up and down for par and an easy bogey. We are playing a team event. It was me and my partner versus Vincent Law and Johnson. I needed a birdie putt to win the hole, that's why I was chonging for it. Okay, we got 2 holes left. 2 over on the back 9 is quite good for me considering how badly I've been striking the ball. It's 139 meters to a front pin. I went with an 8 iron and I hit this skinny. Fortunately, it carried the front edge of the water, and I'm left with a very tricky right to left, very quick downhill chip. It's a nice feeling to just chip in for a birdie after a disastrous long day. We've got the final hole, hole 9. As you can tell, how I'm driving the ball from the first hole up to this last hole. I've gained my confidence back and I'm starting to strike the ball much better off the tee. With 139 meters and 8 iron, I'm just hoping for the ball to land in the middle of the green, walk away with 2 putts, go home, have a good lunch and rest, and just forget about this round. The next 2-3 weeks, I'll be showing you guys my Dubai, a golf trip. We have 4 rounds there. I do look forward to it. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you guys next week or in the next video. Bye bye.